Oh yeah, it's about to go down, but not the way it usually does. Everybody be your boy, Captain Canada, the Hendo. And I am not in the gym today. I wanted to do a video actually about gym intimidation today. I might show a couple clips of me in the gym. Yeah, this is me in the gym locker room. I got dared to eat gummy worms, and I succumb to peer pressure sometimes, guys, so don't think that I'm above peer pressure. Everybody can be pressured into doing things. But this video is more to help out people that in your mind you see things a certain way and sometimes they're not always that way. And I'm going to explain to you right now a little situation. Yesterday I was at the gym and I had set my Bluetooth on the leg extension machine and my hat because it was hot as fuck. And my girl was filming me for some, it was either calves to do like a technique video or some quad work, protein and coffee. So I looked through my clips to see what I had. You know, mind you that we try to pretend like it's not going on through the video too. And notice that big guy giving me dirty looks. I don't know what his deal is. So here's the guy walking up, and he's got his Bluetooth on, and our stuff's on the thing, and he just sits down, pretty much knocking our stuff over. And I'm pointing, I'm like, could you please pick that up to my girl? I'm trying to do the set while we're working, and I'm, of course, giving her a look like, yeah, it's not very fucking cool. And I look over at the guy. So, yeah.
I don't like that fucker.
You gotta do this. It's so good. And some guy came flying out from somewhere and jumped on the leg extension machine. And I even turned like, whoa. And was like practically knocking over my shit and stuff and didn't even notice and started kicking the damn machine and going to his workout. And me and my girl looked at each other like, oh, it's about to go down, you know, like. And before you know it, he jumped off that machine and he was gone. And I was like in my set, we're trying to film and it was all jumbled. But I'm going to tell you, I got a little pissed, right? And me and her had a talk. And I was like, I don't like this guy. And we might have a problem here, you know? Then 5-10 minutes later, we're working out, and he comes over, and he points to the machine, and he's like, "Are you guys on this?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Oh, okay, it's cool." And I'm like, "Yeah." Well, I guess he had his headset on, and he was into his workout and didn't even realize anything around him. So it wasn't personal against us. And those things happen, and we just realized, wow, this guy was not trying to be a dickhead. He was just into his workout and zoned like this. You get that tunnel vision, and you don't know what's going on. So he didn't mean any malice by what he did. Now, if he hadn't come back and you know, been the way he was and noticed us later, we would have thought that, you know, it was one of those situations, right? But I'm going to tell you a little story about why I'm not intimidated at the gym. When I was 15, my mom won a Gold's Gym membership in Canada for 3 years on a radio station. and the membership was transferable. We went to Gold's, and I was able to get a 3-year membership for free at Gold's Gym, which when I was growing up, Gold's Gym was the absolute king of bodybuilding. You know what I mean? In Canada, you worked out at Gold's. That's where the big boys worked out. So I went in there, and I wanted to work out and be huge so bad. I had watched some Olympia contest when I was about 8, and it had affected me the rest of my life. Seeing bodybuilders bigger than life, I just wanted to be huge. So I went in there every day, and I just stare at these bodybuilders, these amateur bodybuilders, right? But that's my phone. That's awesome. Cut! Alright, so you gotta love my ringtone, right? Alright, back to the story. So I'd go into Gold's, and I just stare at these amateur bodybuilders, which I'm gonna tell you, they were freaking huge, you know? And some of them were pretty intimidating, you know, to a 15-year-old boy. But it's funny because, intimidating or not, my ambition and my excitement and my just like, yeah, excitement, zealousness got me past any gym intimidation that I had, or intimidation by big guys. And I'd introduce myself to them, and I'd bug them, you know. This little fuck would go bug the bodybuilders, and I'd hit them up for info and stuff, and they kind of adopted me, you know. And it was some of the greatest experience of my life. And I grew up in bodybuilding gyms, and then, you know, you get married, and I've got, you know, there's pictures on my Facebook and stuff that my ex-wife posts and stuff of what I look like when we got married. I look like a shit brick house, you know, because I had lived in the gym all my life. My ex-wife posted this originally to try and embarrass me, but I took the post and put it on my own Facebook. That was my thing. But getting back to the story of gym intimidation, I'm at a new gym this week, you know, and we're seeing cliques, you know. And if you're at a gym and it's your home-based gym and you see new people, you're the host, you know. The new person's the guest. They're going to feel a little bit awkward. So it's kind of like your job as the ambassador of the gym to say, hey, I notice you're new here. My name's so-and-so, whatever. I try to, if I can get around people, I try to talk to them to a certain extent. Now, I try not to fuck with people's workouts. And I understand, like, certain people could be a little bit like, hey, don't bug me while I'm working out. But I've honestly never been like that. No, if you're doing a set or whatever, wait till the guy's done doing a set and then introduce yourself. But don't be afraid, because believe it or not, it's more in your mind than it is anything else with gym intimidation. And being a guy who was 327 pounds before, and being a guy that's had a fucking rockin' bod. Okay, for this part, I guess we'll break off, and these are pictures of me at about 20 to 22 years old. Pictures where it didn't happen. For a long time, I know both ends of the spectrum. I know going back to the gym when you look like shit and you don't have the self-confidence. But I'm going to tell you, those people that are in really great shape, they're not looking at you going, you fat piece of shit, you shouldn't even be here. They'll look at the way you work out. And maybe they're not looking at you at all. You might think they're looking at you, but it takes a bigger man to go into the gym, or a bigger woman inside. And please get that right. To get past your fears. You know, in life, there's a lot of things that can be scary, but you have to get past your fears and you have to move forward. And if you watch my videos, a lot of times I say there's two kinds of people in this world: those who look for excuses not to do something, and those who get something done. Get something done. All right? Don't be intimidated by a big guy. I mean, don't go and like slam weights to like try and get a big guy's attention. You know what I mean? Be polite and use common sense like you would out in public. You're in a public place, but don't be afraid to go work out beside a big guy or think that he's judging you, because more than likely he's not. And if you say, hey, I notice you're in pretty good shape, my name's so and so, people love that. You know, nobody's gonna hate on you for being a nice person. People will hate on you if you don't know gym etiquette and you're a fucking craphead. You know, if you're slamming weights, if you're fucking like taking like 8 fucking dumbbells and putting them by your bench, if you're fucking working out 2 feet from the mirror, everybody's gonna hate you. And you might get some gym intimidation because you're being fucking ignorant, okay? But know the rules of engagement at the gym, and you will not have a problem with 99% of the people. But in life, it's no different. So you can't live in fear. All right, guys, I hope that helps. I hope you like my ringtone. And yeah, today's my day off, so a different type of video. All right, guys, I'm out of here. This episode of Pump It Up was brought to you by Kroger brand gummy worms, loaded with modified sugars to help you get your post-workout in.